This is the first of 2 videos in which we will discuss different types of children's books. I will display covers of the books that fit into each category. Please note that the Rothrock Library owns each of the titles used in these videos. Hints will be given to help you in finding these books in the library's online catalog. Let's get started. You may have heard of the term windows and mirrors. Literature should be both a mirror in which children can see themselves reflected and also a window through which children can explore the world around them. In these videos, I will highlight books that incorporate diversity and inclusion and others that include different cultures. There are many different awards given to children's books. The 2 major awards are the Caldecott and the Newbery Award. The Caldecott Medal is an award for the pictures, easy readers, and picture books. Some examples are The Polar Express. This same author wrote Jumanji. Both won Caldecott Awards. You may be familiar with these titles because both were made into movies. Watercress is another example. This is a story about a Chinese American, therefore it's multicultural. The Snowy Day. This won the Caldecott Award in 1963. As you can see, this book contains a diverse character. The Newbery Medal is an award for the story. These are mostly chapter books. When You Trap a Tiger is based on Korean folklore. Last Stop on Market Street. This won the Newbery Medal and was a Caldecott Honor Book. As you can see from the cover, it also includes diverse characters. These are examples of some other awards. The Theodore Seuss Geisel Award is given to the most distinguished beginning reader book. The Dolly Gray Award is given to children's books that authentically portray individuals with developmental disabilities, such as autism spectrum disorder, intellectual disabilities, and Down syndrome. The Coretta Scott King Award recognizes outstanding books for young adults and children by African American authors and illustrators that reflect the African American experience. Let's talk about concept books. These books have a central concept or theme that includes specific and reinforcing examples. They introduce and reinforce ideas on color, opposites, size, shapes, time, numbers, counting, and alphabet. My very first look at sizes is an example of a concept book. You may notice that some books fall into more than one category. For instance, this one is a concept book because it talks about sizes, but it is also a board book. My very first look at shapes. This talks about shapes. It's a board book, and it's also interactive. Children can find the object that matches the shape. The book Round is a Tortilla talks about shapes, and it is also multicultural. 1 to 10 Pop-Up Surprises is a counting book plus a novelty book because it is a pop-up. Hypopposites deals with the concept of opposites. Golden Domes and Silver Lanterns, it's multicultural because it is a Muslim book of colors. Next, we'll talk about alphabet and word books. This is a word book called First Words. Word books have the name of the object printed near or on top of the object. I'm sure you are familiar with ABC books. You can use the search term alphabet to find these books in the online catalog, but I suggest you also use B8: children's to narrow the search to include only children's books. Let me demonstrate. From the library's homepage, we can type the term alphabet and click on Search. There are 638 results in the Rothrock Library. If we add the B8 colon children's and click on Search, now we have 81 results in the Rothrock Library. And this tells you that it is in the upper level area of the children's books. These are examples of some alphabet books. Patty's Pumpkin Patch. These are letters A to Z follow Patty as she plants pumpkins and watches them grow. Can also be a seasonal book. Ashanti to Zulu, African Traditions. This explains some traditions and customs of 26 African tribes, beginning with the letters from A to Z. This was also a Caldecott Medal winner. Feelings to Share from A to Z. This page from the book shows diverse characters. The next type of book we'll discuss are board books. These have durable pages and pages that are easy to turn for little fingers. My very first look at colors is a board book, but is also a concept book because it talks about colors. This is not a pumpkin. It is a board book, but could also be used for a holiday seasonal book. Fairy tales is the next type of books. You can search the term fairy tales to find these. Examples are a book called Fairy Tales, one called The Ugly Duckling. Similar to fairy tales are folk tales and fables. You can use the search term fables to find these in the online catalog. Examples are Legend of the Poinsettia, which is Mexican folklore, One Grain of Rice, which is Indian folklore. The Three Snow Bears retells the story of Goldilocks, and it is set in an Inuit village. Animal stories is our next category. This book is titled We Go in a Circle. This is another book that can fall into more than one category. It can also be considered a book featuring a disability. This is the story of an injured racehorse who is rehabilitated to carry riders in hippotherapy, which is horseback riding used as physical therapy. Is Your Mama a Llama is another type of animal story. Let's move on to wordless books. These books have no words, so it promotes a child's imagination to make up a story to go with the pictures. In the online catalog, you can use the term wordless to pull up these books. Alphabet City is a wordless book, and it is also an alphabet book. These are pages from inside the book. It uses pictures to form the letters from the alphabet. The Lion and the Mouse is another example of a wordless book. This is also a Caldecott Award winner, an animal story, and it is a fable because it is a retelling of an Aesop fable. Predictable books is our next category. These are books with repetitions and reinforcement. Kids can read along and participate. There are different kinds of predictable books. A chain or circular story. If you give a mouse a cookie is an example of this. In this type of story, the plot is interlinked so that the ending leads back to the beginning. A cumulative story. Inside a barn in the country. Each time a new event occurs, all previous events in the story are repeated. Familiar sequence. Chicken soup with rice is an example of this. These books are organized by recognizable themes such as days of the week, months, etc., or numbers. Repetition of phrase. The ants go marching one by one. Word order in a phrase or sentence is repeated. This is the end of the first video. Thanks for watching.